the election where them do, we still they wait for the change, All the promise when they make, they gonna be like saying I fake. Where the money, where the food, everybody want improve. Since you come, the tears and pain, we don't tire to complain, I see the bad way you've been do. You don't turn Nigeria into two. 97% and 5%. You know, been talk like president. They rule Nigeria with sentiment. I take your office to revenge. Oh yeah, now, Oga Buhari, we dey beg you. Make Nigeria no go stop now for your head, you. Yes, sir. After the election, where them do, still they wait to see the change, you. Cause all the promise when they make, it's gonna be like saying I fake, you. Where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve.
Yeah, good evening and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary again today. The second time today. So thank you for joining me. So tonight, now that we don't hear from Buhari, so tonight is going to be a banter night. So I've not got too much on my hands, you know what I mean? So I'll be able to just flow, you know, with ease. So thank you very much for joining me. Let me also watch myself on the screen so that I can follow the conversation online as well. Buhari just told us now that we have a new virus. A new virus in Nigeria. Sorry, let me know if you can hear me clearly. So just before I continue, I've been having issues with this. So I think we are good. Welcome. So banter night it will be, and at the same time information night, where we'll be able to tell ourselves the reality. We know they under any religious bondage. We know they any other religious religion. But faith is a very, very powerful thing for those of you who are very faithful, religiously faithful. I'm talking to you. I'll talk to you first, because in the, in the process of this broadcast tonight, as we progresses into the whole deep of the conversation, you might feel offended. But just to let you know that specifically, my message tonight is not in any way against your belief. My message tonight is not in any way against your faith, okay? In fact, it is just to question those who are going to manipulate truth for themselves. So, help me God. Welcome to Maiyegun's Diary. It don't happen. It don't shele. Buhari don't tell us. Finally, for 23 seconds, while the rest of the world, the leaders from the rest of the world, because the whole world is on lockdown right now. Let me tell you, that's the truth. The whole world is on lockdown right now. Everyone is doing everything to protect as many people as possible. We are all going to be infected. We are all going to get the coronavirus. That's the truth. Okay? But we are not all going to die. It's going to affect us differently. In fact, we are all going to develop immune against coronavirus the more it spreads, because many of us who have it, many of us are carrying it, but we are not showing symptoms. We are not going to fall sick. We are not going to have headache. We are not going to be vomiting. We are not going to be stooling. We are not going to be, there's not going to be diarrhea. You're not going to feel any symptom. You're not going to be coughing. You're not going to be like, sneezing. You'll feel fine. You'll feel all right. But all of us are not going to feel like that. That is why you should be interested in the protection of others. That is what this is all about. People can come up with different conspiracy theories, different stories. See, I can sit down here and cook up a conspiracy theory just because I want to drive a message that goes nowhere. It doesn't help anyone. There's no reason for panicking. There's no reason for, all these religious fights, breakbats, abuses, attacks on yourselves on social media. That is why I said, if you have faith, you read your Bible, you read your Quran, you read every other religious book you believe in, you will realize that two things stand out. Both religions, right, especially Christianity and Islam, they also supported self-isolation called the quarantine. So if your religious book, holy books, tells you to respect the moment there is a plague or the moment there is war. There are moments in times of humanity's existence where things happens. And for these reasons, even the religious books supported quarantine. So where did you get yours from? But the moment they began commercializing religion, especially in Nigeria, I'm still coming down there. Wait for me. Because it's not even coronavirus that is troubling Nigeria right now. I think I'm beginning to understand. When people said there is no coronavirus in Nigeria, we were all enraged, even though, we know there is coronavirus in Nigeria. But I think there is a particular virus that is actually like endemic in Nigeria, pandemic virus in Nigeria right now is called the, what's it called again? COVID-19 virus. All of you have been asking for Buhari to address you all this while. Finally, he addressed you. 23 seconds. And he told you that he has already ordered the Ministry of Health to ensure that they protect the people against COVID-19 virus. So we might all actually be sort of a misunderstanding ourselves. When I was talking about coronavirus, there are so many Nigerians that said there's no coronavirus in Nigeria. So Buhari came out and said, yes, what they have in Nigeria right now is COVID-19 virus. That's a different case entirely. But let's talk about the religious ones, those who don't really like to hear the truth and they love to argue. They've called me names. No be today. When now they come here, they threaten me with your God. Listen to me very well. People like me, such don't work on me. Okay? So people will react. When you see people reacting on Maiyegun's diary, it's just to tell you that it is not just Maiyegun that is feeling same way towards each post. There are hundreds, in fact, there are thousands who feel like Maiyegun. So if you are reading their comments and you become angry and suddenly you feel like you can defend your pastor or defend your religion or become special solicitor for God, where you go law school, where you do your own law school to defend God, you call people ignorant. You call people blind. You are telling us we are going to hell. We are going to this. We are going to that. Some of us want to delay going to that hell. That's why we are asking you to stay away from others. Okay? It's because that hellfire that you are telling us that we will go to for asking you to stay alive a bit more. That hellfire, if you don't stay away from public gathering, you will go there quickly. No, not me. All the wishes you are having on so many of us telling you the truth will not come to pass. Some of you will not even live to witness it because your foolishness, your ignorance will kill you faster than what you are wishing us who are telling you the truth. So why am I saying that? It won't cost you anything. Nobody will force you to stay home. You can go to your work if you know that they practice social distancing there. If you go to market and you know you have to go to market every now and then to make your living, nobody says you can't go. Even in these countries, all over the world, there are some services that are still ongoing. People are working there. Don't be stupid enough to think that you can find different excuses for you to go and gather and do what? And pray. Pray for who? Pray against coronavirus. Continue. In this country, we have those who are working in the supply chain, those who are bringing the goods to the supermarkets. We have those who are working in the NHS, in the hospitals. We have those who are driving the ambulances and the rest of that. We have those who are ensuring that this light will not go off. We have those who, people are working, not that people are not working. But they are not going into a place to go and start shouting in Jesus' name, Allahu Akbar. To who? That's what we are telling you. The Bible, the Quran is even against it. So where did you get yours from? From the manipulation of those criminals, from those pastorpreneur. I mean, what they call them? They call them pastorpreneurs, or is it pastorpreneurs? Do you think we are stupid? Your Holy Ghost, your this, your that some of you are blinding the real believers, the real faithful ones who follow the doctrines of the Christianity, those who follow the doctrines of the Al-Quran, those who believe in the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, those who actually studied and believed in the lifestyle of Jesus Christ, the person you named Christianity after. They didn't say you should be stupid. Okay? In Italy, we have a place called the Vatican City. That is where Pope lives. Some of you are dreaming for a day who are Catholics. Imagine that. Some of you are Catholics and all of that. And you are standing up talking about blood of Jesus. When Pope, they have quarantined Pope in Vatican City right now. He can't meet people. He can't go out. He's staying in the... So who are you? If you are not actually deliberately just being stupid. So you may not catch coronavirus, but there is guarantee that you are already suffering from COVID-19 virus. Buhari told us today. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Another level is this. You keep giving excuses. That's the funniest part. You keep giving excuses. Only if you know. Exactly 1 month ago today, was the day that Italy recorded their first coronavirus case. Meanwhile, before then, when I say exactly 1 month ago, I'm talking about February 22nd. So February 22nd, Italy recorded the first coronavirus case. Today, Italy they are actually not yet buried them, but they have recorded over 5,000 deaths, more than the entire people China said died. Think about that. Italy, Vatican City, where Pope live, where the men of God, the people who speak to God, the people who represent, you know what I mean now? Don't let us deceive ourselves. We know how powerful they are. They have to be quarantined right now. They are not meeting people. There is no longer meeting. They've shut down Vatican City. You can't fly there. You can't fly out. Everybody is isolated right now. If you want to go and buy bread in Italy right now, you will go online. You will fill a form. They will approve that form for you. You will print it out, or you get it, or you will get a text message on your phone. That's when you can go out to go and buy something, especially where the whole thing started, in Lombardy. I don't know if I pronounced that right. The northern Italy. Italy has a very, very good and functional healthcare system. Do you have same in Nigeria? Now, think about this. I'm coming from the background of those who believe in God. I will take you quickly down to Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, They are not sharing Zamzam water. They are not sharing verses or untools from the Quran. I mean, untools, you know what unto is, Abi? They are not sharing that on the street of Mecca. They are not sharing that on the street of Medina. They are telling people to stay home. Do you know what they are sharing in Jeddah, in Medina right now, in Saudi Arabia? They are sharing hand sanitizers. They are sharing face masks to everyone so that you can stay safe. For the first time since 14th century, they shut down the Holy Mosque. The mosque that some of you have been saving, God knows since when. Some of you have managed to go there. You know what it means to go and pray in the Holy Mosque in Mecca, especially as one of the pillars of Islam. You know how significant it is for you. But for safety, do you know what happened? Saudi Arabia shut the mosque. Saudi Arabia returned all paid in visa fee, pilgrimage, those who wanted to go to Mecca for lesser Hajj. For safety, they didn't say, here dwells Allah. This is where Allah lives. It will never get here. They didn't do that. Today, they have recorded death. Coronavirus death in Saudi Arabia. Today, Iran, we had some people as well who wanted to use religion to hoodwink the gullible ones by telling them what doesn't really exist, using different conspiracy theories to drive different agendas, only to drive their people to death. Another country like that is Iran. You know how secular Iran is. I mean, you know how restrictive they are when it comes to information about what goes on in the country. But guess what? We all know that religion blinds many there as well. What happened? Today, Iran has recorded over 1,000 deaths, including those who are Islamic scholars in Iran. You should be grateful that there is an opportunity for us to have this platform. You should be grateful that there is opportunity here for you to actually understand how the world works. And you should be grateful as well that you are alive and you can actually, listen, watch, and possibly utilize information like this. If you want to, it's your choice. People said weather. Some gullible ones said weather coronavirus cannot survive in hot weather. That is something someone like me would have probably said a month ago. But I wouldn't say that again. I will not say it again today. It is actually from the, from the angle of complete ignorance for you to keep saying coronavirus cannot survive in Nigeria because you have a very, very hot weather. You will be saying that from a very, very serious ignorance angle, I'll say. Today, from record so far, Africa has recorded over 1,000 cases, reported cases, tested positive cases of people. Africa is here to release those who are indeed probably, expected to be infected or those who are possible carriers. But in Africa today, generally, 54 countries in Africa, we have over 1,000 reported cases, and we have over 30 deaths recorded so far. I need to bring up some details from my phone, because I need to use some data here. They keep changing, by the way, but it's good that I've got some. So, the total people affected so far by coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus, all over the world right now is maybe more now, I don't know, but right now is 308,127 people reported confirmed coronavirus cases. But there are countries with more and more confirmed, cases as well. The number one on them is China with 81,300. Italy is next with 53,000 people recorded as confirmed. These are not just cases of, people they suspected to have a coronavirus, and then they get tested and they came back negative. That's not part of this figure. These are the confirmed people. In Italy, they have 53,000 people, 53,578 people. In the US, in America, which got their own first case, like the one that became public for the first time. I think it was about 2 weeks ago or thereabout. Now, US have 26,747 confirmed cases. Spain have 25,496 confirmed cases. Germany have 22,364 cases. Then Iran have 20,610 confirmed cases. So these are the world figures. But in Nigeria currently we have 30 confirmed cases. 2 people have been discharged after treatment, and then they have 28 people currently, quarantined in Lagos and then in Abuja as well. So they have 28 people right now, and I think we had us about 3 weeks ago the first case. The Italian that flew to Nigeria just before the whole lockdown. So it was discharged. It was discharged recently. Nigerians don't believe it exists. Although, maybe on social media, many people believe that they can use this for clout chasing. You know what I mean now? But some of us are beyond that. You know what I mean? Because we know of serious, responsible people who take out their time to tune in to watch Maiyegun's Diary every now and then. Apart from those social media bandits, the Buhari Deans and the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus and the Buhari Dijatus, those Facebook adsmen, the Ngoziaris, the Onekaharis, the Buhari Shukus, their fellow brothers and sisters called the obedient fools, the humbled slaves, and the sophisticated morons, and their Brodians, uncles and aunties, those we call the Pele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the Mumu Madus, except for those who love to cause commotion, who love to always caught attention by their unfortunate, the unfortunate acceptance of their own fate, and then the effort of dragging everyone into believing that that's how it's actually meant to be. So, except for those, Maiyegun's Diary, I won't come here to waste the time on those, I'll say. But however, when things like this happens, what we expect of those who pretend to be educated, those who pretend to be exposed or intelligent or so. Those ones are usually called the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the Mumu Madus. Those who pretend to be educated, you would expect them to understand from whatever they have probably read or studied or came across in their journey of life and all of that. You would expect them to use this exposure that they said they have, this education that they always claim to have, to use that at this point in time to help educate the people more, because they understand the danger better. They know that Nigeria has no working medical system. In Italy right now, it will take you about 7 hours wait to even get an ambulance. There is no guarantee that you will get attended to even in 24 hours. That is how overwhelming the outcome have been. People are unable, people who are dying in Italy right now, they are not dying in the hospital. They are dying in their homes because ambulances couldn't get to them in time. The aged. So, when you see people who are educated, who can type clean, clear English language on social media, and they use that talent, that knowledge, they use that just to defend a fallacy. You cannot come on social media and then say to people, you have a belief, you have a faith that says you are immune. Great. Stay alone. If you are immune, are others immune? Do you care? Should you care or should you not care? That's what we are talking about. No one is questioning your faith. No one is questioning your God. No one is asking you not to worship God. What we are saying is this: self-isolate as much as you can. If you can't, practice social distancing. You cannot have 50 people in a room and say you are practicing social distancing. What kind of social distancing is that? And then you then premise it on faith and belief. You are confusing the whole thing. You are faithful. You believe God. You know God will protect you. Great. We're not questioning that. We're asking you to think about those who may not have that thing you have. Should you not care? That's what we're talking about. And when you see anyone who want to, you see, this issue of COVID-19 that some of you think people don't know about, people know about, they know about it. In fact, if there's anything we should all be doing right now, we should all be using every platform to educate the mind of those who pretend to be educated, because they are the real problem. They know about pandemic. Some of them are so educated enough to know the meaning of pandemic. In Yoruba land, we call it Ajakale Arun. It takes time to find the cause. It takes time to find the solution for it. In Yoruba land, we call it Ajakale Arun. We all know how dirty so many communities are right now. We should be busy educating our not so educated family members, friends, everyone. Because once it takes just one person to infect thousands. That's how terrible it is. So if that happens, where are those poor people? Where are they going to run to? We all know that there is no real medical system in Nigeria. Even the rich, those who claim to be educated and wealthy, some of you who have diabetes, you have diabetes. They are talking about coronavirus. You are joining them to shout blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. You are going to church. You have diabetes. You have asthma. You are following them to mosque. You are joining them to say, Allah will protect me. Allah will protect me. I have to pray to Allah because I have to. You know what I mean? You are endangering your life without knowing. You don't have it now. If you stay home, you stand a chance of being here with us longer than enough. But if you continue to risk it, then we look at the healthcare system. You have money. Fine. You have money, Abby. You can call the doctor anytime. They can even treat you in your own house. Great. There are rich people in northern Italy. Wealthy people. I'm talking about people who could afford their own private medical care. They are not poor. You see those who are dying in Italy. They were old pensioners. Many of them, they were rich people. But age was not on their side. And they actually they fell on the line to coronavirus. Because one, not all old people in Italy is dying of coronavirus. So that's another thing I need to add to it, to it for you tonight. If you have any medical condition like diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, they call it, or you have asthma, or you are a smoker. You see, all these things are counted. I know your mind will be pricking you now, like, I'm not saying you will have it. I'm saying if you stay away as much as you can, you stand a better chance of not having it than you having it with your medical condition that you know. And some of you know that medically, many Nigerians are not all right. We all know. We all know. So many people are walking dead. High blood pressure. Little thing. Boom, boom. It's dead. They say, hey, they are waiting to kill him. They say, high blood pressure. No be high blood pressure. Now the village people. Not always the village. You know that. You know that truth too. You know how people are struggling to get bed in general hospital in different states all over Nigeria right now. You know that too. You know it too. The rich people who know that the system in Nigeria is not working. Some of them who have doctors in Nigeria, they are just using those doctors as consultants. They have where they go for the real medical checkup. Now the whole world has shut down. You are watching me. They are talking about coronavirus. You know your medical condition. You know the medical condition of some people in your family. You know you have aged parents at home. Some of them are living with you. Some of them are living in the village. You know how it is. But you feel unconcerned because they say blood will cover them, or that one will cover them, or the weather will prevent it from happening. My brothers and sisters, I don't know how to say that, but I'll keep it. So what am I trying to tell you is this. The weather will not save you from it. Stay away as much as you can. No one is saying you are not protected. In fact, you staying away, praying, makes it even more, guaranteed that the fact that this virus, as you are hearing it, can keep you away from church. It means that something is wrong with the world. In faith, let's use faith now. Something is wrong with the world. Whatever can stop you from going to church can kill you. So, if you stay away and you pray with your family, by the time all of us get immunity from it, it can no longer affect us. Some of you don't know. Some of you have immunity against malaria in Nigeria. It's not because you have special blood. It's because mosquito don't bite you. You have used anti-malaria drugs. You have used. Your blood, your system have turned to it. You are now immune from it. It's not because there's any kind of blood that suddenly stop you or make you stop falling sick. It's because over time, you have become immune to a virus that is also killing other people. Do you know that malaria kills over 700 people every day in Nigeria? Coronavirus is yet to kill anybody in Nigeria right now. So I'm not saying that staying away or what have you is impossible in a way, but it is just the way. Or let's not say staying away is actually the complete solution, but it is actually the best way to slow the spread. That's just the point. It's not about your religion. It's not about your faith. So if you then put your faith over common sense, it's just like you going on to a Idumota bridge, a Eko bridge, Then you stand on the railing. Then you say, God, you look in the sky, you say, God, I believe in you. I have served you with faith, and I know you can hear me. I know you cover me, and I know that I'm your son. God, I'm going to jump now, and I want you to catch me because I believe you will catch me. Dear God, I'm going to jump now. Okay? Catch me. That's what you are trying to do. You are tempting God. So if something happened to you, are you then going to blame God? It's a common sense thing. You are a pastor. You are telling me that something will happen to me because I said, Oyedepo Church should be shut. You are angry because I said that. What am I going to gain if what will be my direct gain if Oyedepo refused to shut his church, or if he shut his church to protect the people? What is going to be my direct gain that you are becoming angry and you become solicitor for God? You are now the one who knows section 4 of section 8 of Evans law school. Now you know how God deal with people because you think that actually makes sense. We are talking about something that doesn't even know you, if you are a Yoruba man or a Igbo man, whether you are a Hausa man or you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are short or long. It doesn't even know you, whether you are black or white. The moment it enters you, are you a living thing? As long as you are a living thing, your immune system is the only thing that will protect you. But from protecting all of us from ourselves, stay away. Stay away if you can. How difficult is that? Then you want to turn yourself to defense lawyer for God on my page. I've been running this for the past 8 years. And I believe that if truly that your fake God exists, those of you who always think that when you don't like someone, then your God doesn't like that person. As if to say we don't even know what universal God means. As if to say it's only Nigerian God, special made God for Nigerians. If I don't like someone, as all this while that you have been telling your God to punish your political leaders, your politicians. I know how many of you who actually said you are going on a fasting and prayer. Something will happen to Buhari. Buhari will die. This will happen. That will happen. You are here. When we talk about it, you will say we should not mock God. Are you stupid? You are definitely stupid. Anyway, no apology. You are defending God. You become God's lawyer on Facebook. You are writing verses, the verses that suit you. I can sit down here and I'll give you Bible verses on so many topics. Name it. I will give you Quranic verses with backup, and you will think I'm actually an Alpha or Islamic scholar. What is wrong with you? Your faith doesn't actually make you stupid. You just decided to be. So you turn yourself to fighter for God. You're talking about safety, social distancing. Your pastor know about that. The people you are defending, they know about social distancing. They just know their audience too. Are you with me? They know their audience. They know that they are Nigerians. No be Niger. You are concerned that politicians are going to steal coronavirus money. Is that not foolishness? Because politicians are going to steal. They want to loot money. They just want to loot money. That's why they are saying coronavirus is in Nigeria. Before coronavirus came, they know they loot money. So that's your own excuse. To help spread it, Abi. Because politicians will steal money. Buhari said they have spent 1.6 billion. Before coronavirus came, they know they steal. What did you do? What did you do? You're sounding woke on social media. Some of you are abusing me, attacking me, telling your God to come. Your fake God. Fake God. Fake. Do you know why I'm so confident in saying that? Because I know the universal God. Even though I don't have any religion anymore, but I respect all religion. That's why I said it from the beginning that I respect your faith. But the moment you begin to turn the faith and the whole thing on its head, and then you start accusing us. One even called me Antichrist. Said I'm Antichrist. Some of them on Twitter, they are on Twitter right now fighting themselves. Why didn't you use the same energy when Buhari went to go and pray in the mosque? So Buhari went to the National Mosque, Abuja, where you have other goat head, other idiots in charge of, in charge of public administration, using religion, telling themselves that they are immune. Nothing they happen. Enough it happen. Give them 30 days. Because Buhari went to Abuja National Mosque to go and pray, you too, you have to go to church to say nobody can stop you from your religion. They are just trying to stop Christian. Are you, Omashio? Omashio. Pope, the number one holiest man in Catholic. I know some of you at this period now, some of you even say Pope no get faith like you in Nigeria, because now Nigeria God no day Israel anymore. God no day Mecca anymore. Now Nigeria. My friend, you don't understand. We are talking about things of the carnal. We are talking about things of the spirit. It's not understandable to man. A man telling me that something is not understandable to man. Is he not mad? Trying to play God. When you see your clients, you know your audience, so I know those who are genuine, educated, religious people. They know what the law, what the two books, the two holy books says about respecting the authority and obeying the law of the land. But in Nigeria, they will tell you that Holy Ghost is more powerful than government. Muhammad is more powerful. Allah is more powerful. Let me say Quran is more powerful than Nigerian constitution. And they will go mad. You will be wondering, oh boy, waiting they happen. I thought we just talk. Why are you mad? Why are you angry? You want to die? You should die. You will see what will happen. You will see the heaven, the thunder that will come from Allah. Yeah, calm down. Calm the hell down. Don't be all of us. That's in the enter. You should know that. I know you get your clients. You have your clients. If not, you won't be so confident. Because you are so confident. I've seen many of you. Religious fanatics. Completely ignorant morons. So confident, so courageous. They've read something in the Bible. They've read something in the Quran. They are so confident that this is it. Are you mad? I'll be like, oh boy. In fact, this your God must be so. It must be a raging God. Maybe if you look at it very well, they don't have any God. You know what I mean? They don't have any God. They are not godly. They are despicable people, religious people, the true Christians. The true Muslims, they obeyed the order, the command of the authority, because it is stated in the Holy Book. They will not disobey the Holy Book. The blood of this is said, is assured us in Proverb this and that. You know well. If no one has told you that, I am telling you now. And there is nothing that your fake God can do for you. By the time this whole thing hits, by the time the bedu enter body, all these things I'm telling you will begin to make sense. They will begin to make sense. Abuse me, attack me, call me name, tell your Holy Ghost thunder, tell your hadith in Quran chapter, this and that, those other fake things that some of you cling on to. When the real people who understand the doctrines of this religion are saying to us, social distancing, stay away from each other, stay home if you can. If you can't stay home, maintain enough distance as much as possible. Don't endanger life of others. That is not against your religion. Except that Nigerians, the frustration in the land is so much. Let's just be honest. You see so many of them on social media and you ask yourself, who are you fighting? What is wrong? Why is he angry? You will see a comment and you ask yourself, why is he angry? Why is he so upset? Why is he so mad? Simply because of he disagree. Okay, he disagrees with what he's reading. It doesn't agree with that. But instead of him to say, oh, I disagree with this, because I think we can think it this other way. But no, he won't do that. He's just going to come at you. He's angry. He's frustrated. He knows nowhere else to vent it. You guys should be paying me. Honestly speaking. Those of you who know about how to commercialize a page, properly, so that people will start subscribing. So that if we have 300 people, there will be 300 people who are paying to listen to Maiyegun's diary. Frustrated people are on here. They are just more or less like on therapy. Maiyegun's diary is where they come to. You ask them, okay, you disagree? Fine. Why do you have to call him a bastard? Why do you have to say he's going to die in 7 days? Why do you have to say that you will see calamity will befall you? Why? Because you disagree? No, because he is frustrated. Many of you who easily get mad and angry on my page is because of the Nigeria frustration. It is not that deep. If we say stay away, it is not just because of you. It is because of those others that you pretend to love. But if you care for them, you will respect this. You will not be throwing religious cards. Why are they going after Christians? Only Muslims they are going after. This is so nonsense. This is blah, 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 blah. Alaye, calm the hell down. It is not the end of the war. There is not going to be any Armageddon. We are all going to die anyway. Why the panic? We are just saying, let us try to stay here a little longer so that we don't just die of coronavirus. I told someone, I am on 14 days self-isolation right now. I'm not going to work for the next 14 days. I'm not going to kill myself. 28 years. I left Nigeria. I left Nigeria when I was 28 years old. So 28 years, I survived malaria. I survived malaria. I survived so many other sicknesses that were never diagnosed because we never know their meaning. Whatever they call it in my village is the sickness. There is no hospital to say this was what was wrong with me. 28 years. So many of the children that we did primary 1, primary 2 together, so many of them are dead. Some of them, I can't remember them anymore. They were children that some of you know what I'm talking about. I survived. So I go come UK, can't die of coronavirus. God forbid. That's it. But I'm smart. I'm not going to say I am protected by God. I am black man. It's not going to affect me. Allah ye, may them hold their job. If they are alive, and then I feel claim say they hold me money or they no pay me or them pay me. Or them pay me and no spend them. We are all saying it's not that you should abandon your religion. Nobody is questioning your faith, honestly speaking. I'm a friend. I'm a nice person. It's just that I've got this sharp mouth. It's very sharp, and I know it myself, right? So I love saying it the way I feel it. And surprisingly, so many of you love it. You love it. You love the way I say it because that's how so many of you will say it. If you have to say it like me. If anybody put the camera in front of you right now and they put the microphone like myself, see, I'm trying to to rebrand just to make it look like it's something serious. It's not something serious, so I don't make any jack penny from Maiyegun's diary. Nah, you know what they call Ajongbadun Arawa. We are just like party for here. I get time to talk to you. I get platform where all of us can come together and talk. There's nothing else after this. Nothing. So don't let it get into your head. So I'm just trying to rebrand and make it look kind of, well, So I'm just here to spend time with you, same way you spend time with me, right? Where we sort of read our comments and stuffs like that. Don't get worked up. It is not that deep, okay? Nobody will die because you're angry. Nobody. No thunder will affect anybody, okay? Now inside life we day, where young people, old people die. We will all die. But let us try, do as much as possible to stay alive a little bit more. If you are not in any way interested in staying here anymore, right? Go on to a bridge, take a dive, test your God there. Church will remain. People will remain. If you stay alive, that's when you go to mosque to go and pray. If you have to go to the market, especially for those of you who are going to sell us food, our market women, our market men and women, food, supplies, groceries, things we will eat. We are not saying you should not go to market. So go to market, okay? Go. We are not saying you should stay home completely, because if you don't go, people who are staying home, who will feed them? In this country, people are still working. I am supposed to be working right now, but I choose not to. I no fit die of coronavirus or even do anything similar to it here. Okay? If the thing no hand, I know they go anywhere. You know what I mean now? But there are people. My job is just that my job, I can work from home too. Okay? My service is not something that cannot be done from that cannot be done remotely. I can do it from my home. In the next 14 days now, my company, we are going to possibly put me on the system, so whereby I can just work from home and I can still serve the country, listen to people and treat their problems and all of that on the online from home. So what we are saying is that there are people who still go to work. NHS, people who work in the health sector in this country. Some of them great people, very, very great people. Same thing with all of you who are also handling the COVID-19 cases in Lagos, in all over Nigeria right now, because the awareness is spreading. Okay, if politicians want to steal, let them steal. They have always been stealing, but pay attention to what you can do, so that you don't find yourself needing them more. So the more people who will not need the hospitals, the better for those who are going to need it to have care. That's what we are trying to say, okay? So let politicians steal if they want to steal, okay? You do your part by staying a much distance if you can. When I say if you can, that is for those who know that they can stay away. There are people who can stay away, genuinely, okay? There are civil servants that government are now telling to stay away. So those people, they work in a cramped environment where every day visitors come in, visitors goes, and they meet themselves every day. So as a precaution, the government of different states are now telling civil servants to stay away. That's a precaution, okay? So when they say stay away, it means that those ones can stay away. Some of you can't. The person who is going to pick your, who is going to answer your question when your MTN broadband or MTN mobile stop working and you can't get internet, there should be someone at the end of the phone to take the call for you. That person is going to go to work. So if you are that kind of person who treat other issues like in this situation, you will still go to work. We are not saying you shouldn't, but there are measures that can be put in place. For instance, companies who knows how essential your services are. I know we have electricity problems in Nigeria where you cannot really work from home like the rest of the world. I understand that. But there are measures that can be put in place by serious companies right now. They can facilitate transportations for those workers whose services are so essential for day-to-day running of the country, of the government, of different services. This is very good. But if you provide for them the means of transporting them to and fro to their different locations where they will render that service, this is the period. For those who are going to stay away, it will be great for those, what do you call it, for different state government, for different organizations to come together. You know what I mean now? Those who are going to stay home to ensure that they receive their salary fully. This is part of the sacrifices that will be made. In the UK, the government has allocated $330 billion pounds to fight this. And what is this money going to do? The money is going to go into the pocket of those who will be staying home this period, who will not be able to go to work. The money is going to go into providing healthcare service for those who are going to be affected by this pandemic. That is a plan. That is something that state governors and the state governments across board should be putting in place right now, because it is going to happen. And if you are not prepared for it, right, that's what will now make it calamitous. That's what will now make it pandemic. And that's the worst fear, because there will be no facility to fall back on. If all of us continue to do our daily hustle, do our different things the way we can, you know what I mean now? So government who is telling everyone to stay home, companies who think that some of their employees can stay away or they can work remotely from home. There are so many companies who are actually digitalized right now in Nigeria. We shouldn't just make it look like it's actually like a death sentence when it comes to this digitalized world. Nigeria is not really lagging behind. It's just that we should be doing better. There are so many companies that are well digitalized now, connected, that some of their staffs can actually work from home. So they can stay away. You know, the more people stay away, the more freer the public transportation will be. There's no point in shutting down public transportation. When you tell people to practice safe distancing, you know what I mean now? Social distancing. It means that the more people stay away, those who are supposed to use those services can practice safe distancing. You know what I mean now? They can practice the social distancing order, because their services are so essential to the survival of those who are even going to stay home. It's a common sense thing. It is not a religious thing. You know what I mean now? It shouldn't be a religious thing. Wash your hands. If you have to be outside, even if you are going to be home, wash your hands every now and then. That is another precaution that you can take in this period. It's not a difficult thing. If you can't afford hand sanitizers like everyone else, right? Make sure that you do your best. If you have to set an alarm that should be reminding you every 2 hours, wherever you are, to wash your hands, do it. You know the reason why you have to do that? In the process of you moving about, meeting people, talking to people, or shaking people, or anything during the day, there is tendency that you could have the infection. And if you have the infection, there's tendency that you will touch your face, you will touch your nose, you will wipe your face, you will do all of that. You will probably cough into your hand, or you probably sneeze. And you see all these things you do. They are the precursor to you contracting coronavirus. But the partial good news about that sometimes is that if you're a young person with no record of a medical problem, you are likely not to develop any symptoms at all. But that doesn't mean that you don't have it. Okay? It's a common sense thing. I can go on and 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 on this, right? And I will go on and on and on. You know what I mean now? But tomorrow, what I'm going to do most is that I'm going to allow people to call in to share how they are actually coping, what they are doing to get on. So companies should get in. Then the aged people, especially the aged people, I need to touch them before I go. Aged people, the old people, this is not the time for you to organize birthday party for them. This is not the time for you to organize family meeting with them in attendance. This is not the time for you to go and visit them and say we are going home to go and visit them now that the children are on holiday. Maybe we can drive to our village and see grandma. This is not the right time. It is not because you are going to give her coronavirus. It is simply because of you not giving her unknowingly. This is what is killing people in Italy and all over the world. Many people who contracted the virus, they contracted it, oh no, they can't even describe it. Do you know what I mean now? So that's what we are saying. Stay away from them. If you have to talk to them, there are some villages where you can still get some network. And if you can't get network, talk to those who have network close by. Okay, if you have anything you want to give to them, don't send them money. Things like food, medication, for those of you who are so used to that. Me, I've lost all my old people. My grandfather is dead, my dad is dead, my mom is dead, my great-grandmother is dead. So many other lovely people, old people in my family. Many of them are gone. There are others who are now aging as well, but they are not, but however, I don't do that much anymore. So for some of you who still do that, you don't need to send them money. What you need to do is this. Get them things, necessities that you can afford to get for them, and if possible, send it down to them and let those who are taking it to them drop it at the entrance of their house. Let them know about this. Some of you talk to them on the phone. Talk to mama, talk to papa, tell them to stay home. Stay home. Oh. Don't go anywhere. If they have children or if they have carer who are taking care of them right now in different villages, all right? Make sure that the carer is always on the phone with you every day, telling you. And if you can send them this, is it called thermometer? What's it called? To check your temperature. If some of you are well-to-do, who can do that for them. Don't visit now. Don't leave Lagos, go visit East. Don't leave Abuja, travel down to Ogun State to go and see your family because now they say you should stay away. Please stay away. Stay where you are living right now, okay? But reach out to your family members. Reach out to the loved ones and let them know that you care. And for those people who are going to be staying away because they make their living, especially those who rely on so many charity organizations, this is the time that some of you private citizens in Nigeria as well, all over the world, can actually help people too, especially for those who can afford that. Reach out to different charity organizations who will likely be going about as the weeks goes by, if this should become serious. So who will be going about to help people, especially those who won't be going out and they will be affected a lot by this coronavirus of a thing. It is real. The only way to stop or to slow the spread is if you practice social distancing. Practicing social distancing, staying away as much as possible, has nothing to do with your religion, has nothing to do with your faith, has nothing to do with your belief. You can still believe God. You can still love God. You can still worship God. In fact, God will understand if you genuinely have faith and you do probably read your holy books. If you do read them, you will agree with me. You will not abuse me. I know you will abuse me because some of you are more interested in my choice of words, right? How I say things, not what I really say. And I understand it is my job to get you angry, get you so angry until you angrily leave Maiyegun's diary. For responsible, logical people to enjoy the program. And then whatever they do with with all information I share on Maiyegun's diary, I won't come after you and say, why didn't you do what I said you should do? When I told you that you shouldn't vote for APC and PDP, you abused me. Did I come after you? I said, vote for Moyele Sowore. Let us end all this madness. And then, you abused me. So when I came back here, you still abused me. Did I come after you? Because I told you something. It is yours if you do it or if you don't do it. You know what I mean now? So it is yours. So my job is to get you angry. I am not here to seek for your validation. I am not here for you to be able so that when you see me on the street, you can ask me to sign autograph for you. You won't even see me on the street. Talk less of asking me to sign anything. I'm not looking for your validation. Okay? I am not. I am just concerned. Just concerned. Because I don't think I'm going to feel normal. If what is going on in Italy right now should ever happen in Nigeria, no matter how much angry we are, you don't want to see that happen to people you love. Even the one we are hearing all over the world, we feel so sad, so strong about it, right? But you don't want the same thing to happen around you. You know what I mean now? So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? So, liking or sharing Maiyegun's diary is great. It is helping the ministry. Thank you. Okay, for those who are genuinely sharing Maiyegun's diary content, thank you. But listen, sharing or liking or commenting on Maiyegun's diary add no shishi to my pocket. Don't build any illusion in your head. I may have the following. I may have the large and all of that. Yeah, fine. Okay, yeah, it feels good. But that's just it. It doesn't add anything to me. Okay? It doesn't even like, so don't make it look like Maiyegun is here simply because he hates because I hate Nigeria or because I hate Buhari. I've been very clear on what I believe, and I've always been very, 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 very strong about my belief. No matter what, you know me, I'll say it, and I'll tell you to go and do your worst. Okay, so thank you so much for your time, and then we'll talk again tomorrow. So it's a pleasure having you guys here tonight. Good evening.
Problem for the youth, and security no improve. Inflation don't they hit the roof. Still government no they say the truth. I am a brother, this change now yawa. We come to the suffer, pray God for Nigeria. I am a sister, this government now yawa. We come to the suffer, pray God for Nigeria. After the election, what them do? We still have wait to see the change. Cause all the promise what them make.
I'm reading your comments.
I want the money where they food. Nigerian people want improve. But since you don't let tears are paid, we don't tire to complain. Yes, economy just the fall. But it's just the trouble around the world. I feel your office there for sky. I am time for walking the dead with the fly. We're looking for different but you take them. Certificate is certificate. Ababa Buhari. Election cleaning now.
I met you letter, you hear them.
Suki collecting the get them. Ababa Buhari. To the partial. After the election, what them do? We still wait for the change. All the promise when them make.
Good night. I'll see you tomorrow again.
Where the money, where the